You've got to keep it moving. Moving? I know, totally cringe. Can't believe I'm even doing this, but every time I think about this topic, I cannot help but think about King Julian from Madagascar. You got to keep it moving, moving. And yeah, but keep what moving and why and how and what's the point of all this? So, what I'm talking about is emotions are energy in motion. That means you need to keep them moving. It's not good to have them get stuck. So we consist of this physical form as well as layers of energetic form, electromagnetic fields, emotional bodies, etc. And what this means is that when experiences come at us, there is an interesting interaction between the energetics and the physicals or the physicality. So the experiences that don't really trigger you or don't really bother you just sort of go through the physical and the energetics like you're crystal clear and it just flows through you. You don't really have to worry about it much. But the things that are your triggers, that are your things that are related to your life lessons, in my case, financial money, financial well-being, etc., these are big triggers. So when things occur, they get stuck. And when I sort of try to have a sense in a meditative state of my energetic components, sometimes I see them as a little cloudy, a little gray, not clear, which means to me, that means they're sticky. So some emotions or some experiences will come in and they get just kind of trapped in a web of this sort of like thick cloud. So part of our healing journey is to get this all very clear and to get rid of these gray or these cloudy or these sticky areas. So how do we do that? Interestingly, we need to do this physically and energetically. And it's the physical part that I've recently discovered or had more intuition about and that I wanted to share today. So the energetic side of it is, we've talked about if your trigger is, I don't deserve this promotion, right? If promotions or career success is your trigger, then you might say, I don't deserve this promotion, and see how you feel. Breathe, release, let that go, then flip the polarity and say, I do deserve this promotion, see how you feel. Breathe, feel into it, flip the polarity, keep doing that until there's no charge, right? That's the clear version when there's no charge to these trigger words or phrases. So that's the energetic work. And I posted a video on that a while back. You can go back and take a look at that, or ask a question in the comments, and I can dig it up and point you in the right direction. But the physical side of it is the part that's been a recent revelation to me. So I have been endeavoring to get more active, and one of the things that I do is I walk. And so go on these walks, and for a long time, for most of my life, I would get shin splints from these walks. And what I sort of in a recent walk discovered was the shin splints are telling me something. That's aching. I walk for a while, and some days it's like doesn't bother me at all, and some days, I can only go a third or half the distance I usually go. And what the shin splints, when I was on a walk, I started to really tune into the pain, the discomfort, and what did it feel like? It felt like trauma. It felt like the way when I have one of these trigger things come into my field that's like really hard and very traumatic. That's what I felt emanating from my shins on this walk. And that's when I realized that we need to keep it moving. We need to keep the body moving because the movement of the body helps to release the trapped emotions, the stuff that's coming at us that gets stuck in our field, right? And when it gets stuck, the body sets it aside, puts it somewhere. And so aches and pains, disease, things like this, maybe, I believe they are, but it's just my opinion, related to your physical health, right? We eschew a lot of the physical health in modern Western medicine, particularly the physical consequences of emotional, energetic feelings, thoughts, beliefs, like these things I think have an impact on our overall, not just our mental health, but our physical health. And so on this walk, was feeling like there's trauma here. So what is this trauma? And I think I've actually talked about this in the past, but um, when I got curious about the pain and this feeling of trauma, then I was able to start to let it go. And then the shin splints have become less prominent, less frequent. So we have to keep the energy moving. And there are two ways to do this. One is the energetic healing, the practice. The other is to keep the body moving. And this is, I think, one of the core tenets. I'm not a yogi, but one of the core tenets of yoga is each pose is meant to help the body release trapped emotions. And there are poses that are meant to help heal certain energetic, emotional traumas, challenges, etc. So the key is we need a balanced, much like everything in life, we need to be balanced. We need the energetic practice. We need the physical practice. And if you don't have one of the two, you can't keep the energy moving. The emotions get stuck. It leads to aches and pains, leads to disease, leads to unhealthiness, emotionally and physically. So we have to keep it moving.